Hi everyone, my name is Becky. I'm an artist and I'd like to show you how to make some very silly shape sculptures for the Summer Reading Challenge in Cambridgeshire Libraries. Now, because I'm an artist, I have a very silly brain, and that means I use my imagination a lot. So for this challenge we will need our imaginations. We also need some recycling, so some cardboard cereal boxes and junk that you find in the recycling, so some plastic, anything you can find really that you're allowed to use. So ask your parent or your carer if you can use them and make sure they're clean. And you'll also need a pair of scissors and a pen or a pencil. So we're going to start by taking our pen and having a look around our environment. So I'm going to have a look around my studio bedroom. This is where I do lots of work and I have lots of silly shapes around my room. Let's have a look. Well, I found my toy. So this is my mermaid toy. She has a very funny, silly shaped tail. It's a bit wiggly. So I'm going to try drawing around her to start with using my pen. So here goes. Okay, so I'm going to place it on my cereal box and I'm just going to carefully draw around her with my pen. There we go, draw around her. I'm going to be careful not to get pen on her body or her hair. It doesn't matter. Just be careful, and I'm going to take her off and have a look at the shape that I've made and created. Wow, that's a very silly wiggly shape. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is think about other shapes I might have seen outside on my walk today. I saw a very funny car. Now its wheels were round but its body was very wiggly, so it looked kind of like, kind of like this round thing here, which is a bowl. I could do a freestyle circle or a kind of car shape like this. And I'm going to draw shapes all over my box, so I've got lots of different shapes that I can cut out. Now you don't have to use a pen and pencil to draw on your shapes. You could cut it just as you like. Now that's what I did with these. Let me show you. I just cut these out from old packaging using just my scissors. So I'll show you how I do it. I get a piece of card and I can just cut carefully. Now if you find it hard to cut, or if you have difficulty, you could ask a parent to help you or a carer to help you, but try and have a go yourself. And if you find the scissors a bit tricky, that's okay, and just keep testing and trying out on pieces of card. And it doesn't matter what shapes you make, you can make any shape you like, and it can be used for our very silly sculptures. The sillier and the more different our shapes, the more silly the sculptures are going to look, so that it might actually be really, really fun to just snip away as well as draw some. Now, once we have all our shapes, I've got loads and loads here from cereal boxes and packaging. My mum had some packaging that I used and it had this cool clear bit inside. That's when we start to make our sculptures. Now, you'll need your scissors again, and we're just going to do some snips around the outside of each shape so that they can lock together like this. So a nice snip, snip. You can snip anywhere on the outside of the shape in order to attach another little bit of shape. to it. So you have the slits here, and I've got slits on the other shape here. Excuse all the pen ink on my hands, I'm always drawing. This little shape slits, and you push it into the other shape like this. Give it a wiggle, and if you have some trouble you can ask for some help, but do give it a try yourself, and it just slots in like this. And you can just do some more slits if you like. Do another cut, snip, snip, snip. Silly snips. And this one's already got some slits in there. And they're slitting and slotting together. And look, I've started to make a very, very strange looking shape here, which I call a very silly sculpture. It's very silly because at the moment it can't really stand up very easily. Have a look. Oh dear, it needs a little bit of support. So maybe if I put another shape here, it might help it to balance. Shall I have a look? Let's see. Another snip there. And I'm going to choose this shape this time. See if we can slot that one in there. Oh, it might balance. There it goes. Look, it's balancing on the table because I've put another little shape underneath it. And we can build up our sculptures tall, or we could build them up very long and see what shape they take in the end. So the shapes that I've made and cut out and my sculptures are all here. And this one looks like a very silly aeroplane. I don't know if it would ever fly, but it's got lots and lots of wings and it doesn't have any passengers at the moment, but maybe you could add your toys and see if they could sit on the aeroplane, or you could make anything you want. This one is my watchtower and I've got lots of different shapes on the top. This one's a shiny one. And you could even paint it as well, and you could make a whole landscape full of sculptures and characters, whoever or whatever you like. There's no rules, be as silly as you like. And here we've got, this one looks like a weird fish, and it might be living right at the bottom of the ocean. Maybe you could make some weird fish, or maybe you could make some weird cars or trains, anything you feel like. And this one's, sometimes it balances on the ground and sometimes it wobbles, but they look really cool, and you could attach lots and lots of them together to make one huge one that filled up your whole room if you wanted to. So let me know how you get on, and hopefully you'll have lots of silly fun just like I did. Bye!